When it comes to your overhead mobility and your overhead position, obviously if your muscles are too tight, like your lats for example, and you just can't get your arm up, that's a problem. You need to stretch and work that out. But you also need to understand how to operate and move your shoulder and shoulder blade together, because if they're not working together, you're going to jam your shoulder up, probably going to hurt yourself a little bit if you do a lot of overhead stuff in terms of just some impingement or some like pinchy sensations in there, and you're just not going to be able to get that shoulder as far back as you otherwise could. So let's explore this and show you what you need to understand. If you hike your shoulder up a little bit when you're trying to go overhead, you lock your shoulder blade in this type of a position, and it's really hard for your shoulder to elevate and get beyond that, right? In fact, if you just go like this and you try to raise your arm up as high as you can, you really cannot get very far. Obviously, that's really exaggerated, but you guys get the idea. What we want is for our shoulder blade to sort of tip back, to open up, to help facilitate that overhead position. Now, you may or may not have the ability to do that right now and kind of use all the muscles that are needed to do that. But when I am able to tip my shoulder blade back, I can get way, way further and have a nice supported position where my shoulder is in a good posture and nice and balanced and everything's stabilizing it to actually get overhead. So if, as you elevate the arm, you hike that shoulder up a little bit and you feel those upper traps kind of kicking in, you know that you're going to have a problem, you have a little bit of work to do. One really quick assessment as a corollary for this, if you raise your arms up like this and your shoulders hike up, you know that you've definitely got a problem. You can also just put your hand right here, and as you raise your arm up, if you feel that shoulder hike up and this muscle really tense up, again, you know you probably have an issue with this. So here's a drill you can work on to help improve your ability with this. You're just going to stick your arm straight out, and you're going to raise it up overhead as far as you can without allowing that shoulder to hike up. And what you're trying to do is have your shoulder blade come down and around. So you're almost reaching out from here. You're going to go as far as you can while maintaining that. Hold, reach, 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 and then back down. And you just do that 10 to 15 times. Each time you do it, you want to try to get a little bit further. Once you've mastered that basic sequence and you kind of can control your shoulder a little bit, you can start pushing your range of motion a little bit further. So what you can do is take a dowel, stick it in one hand, and I'm just going to do that same motion. So I'm trying to control my shoulder blade position, but I'm just using this stick to like push myself a little further than maybe what I can control just with my muscles. So I'm able to actually go a little bit further. I'm going to hold that. I'm still trying to squeeze those muscles and pull myself even further, like I'm trying to come off the stick, and then relax. I'm going to do this, 10 times or so. This can be done as a warm-up routine prior to anything overhead, or just multiple times throughout the day as a little exercise to start opening that area up and improving your ability to move. Remember, if you're not moving, you're initiating that overhead movement from your shoulder blade and you're just jamming your arm up in that socket, you're not going to have very good results. You need both of those things to move in order to have the most success and the strongest overhead position possible.